Hi everyone, good afternoon. This is Hakeem-Habeeb here. I'm the creator of Time Out to Create and Time Out to Create, #lifestyle, #home cooking. There is another one which is My Time Made Easy, plus Time Out to Create, #kids. Right, today has nothing to do with crafting whatsoever, but it's about lifestyle. Um, So I spotted a request online. It was a trade that came through to my trade line. So I went on to investigate it, and it's about students, nurses and midwives being paid for the time they spend, working in the hospital. As we all know, they are the hearts of NHS. They support the staff, the professional staff, the nurses and the midwives. I've been through that process myself. Before I go on, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a retired midwife. I've worked in Nigeria, trained in Nigeria, and came over just for a short period of time, but ended up staying here for longer than I thought. But I'm here, and I retired 12 years ago, and in that process, we had, we were really short of midwives, and I was one of the ones. Well, I was the one that did the auditing for midwives portfolios in my region in Northampton. So the conclusion from all over UK and England and Wales is that we needed 5,000 midwives, additional midwives. These, I'm talking about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that. And there was a petition going on, and we were meant to reach 100,000 signatures before that could be before they can debate, basically, at the parliament. But we didn't. I was very disappointed, basically because we had, at the time, there was 700,000 live births in UK, and to not even get up to 100,000, that was really disappointing. So to cut that story short, when I saw this thread, I felt this is another chance for us to hold this government into to be responsible, taking care of the care that we get in the hospitals by training nurses and midwives in a better way, basically by paying them. Because when they work 40 hours, that is regarded as being, they should be paid. They are classified as students, but they still work. They work shifts, they work night duties, afternoons, morning shift, weekends, bank holidays, and national holidays as well. So I think it's, they used to pay us when I trained back in Nigeria, and I'm talking in the 80s, Lagos State School of Nursing, Awolowo Road. We had great accommodation, free. We were paid monthly. It wasn't a lot, but at that time, I can remember, it was about 78 naira. And at the time, that was a lot of money. And anywhere, any placement that we had to go to, we had transport that would take us there. So, and we had great canteen. We also had sick bay as well. There were 4 beds there, and they were mainly for students. We had hairdressing salon, mainly for us. So when we go out, when we go to the hospitals, we always look nice and in nice uniform. The hats, sure, the hat's gone for years now, for decades. I'm not saying that should come back, but it just makes you look smart. But this petition is actually for the students to be paid while they're training. It's very difficult for them to achieve because what has been going on lately as well. They incur student loan. It's not fair. Whereas some people can just go and sign up and not go to work. So in that case, these students should be paid. They don't have to be paid a lot, but minimum wage, that is just the starting point. Another thing I want to say about my story, when I came over to England, I really didn't want to work because I thought I'll be going back soon. But when we came over, I didn't actually resign from Lagos State, but because we were staying for longer than I expected, I had to pay a month wage to cover that, just in case if I had to go back and I wanted my job back. So I paid a month's wage for the Lagos State government. And when I came over, I had to do an adaptation for 3 months. I wasn't paid then. And even before I could find a placement, I had to write over 100 applications. Because once I've applied to UKCC, at the time, that was UKCC, now NMC, Nursing and Midwifery Council now. They had to do checks and everything. And then when they said, to go ahead, that I've, sort of passed all the criterias and everything else. So I had to look for adaptation. Adaptation means to get used to how things are done here. Our nursing care is done in the UK, because we might say nursing is the same. It's not, because we didn't have, most of all the gadgets at the time. And as a midwife as well, we don't do monitoring. We just use Sonicade and peanuts. That's even the Sonicade, you have to be be working in the area where you can find one, where one is provided. Otherwise, you just use your peanut. So so I had to write 100 applications, because most of them will come back and say they don't understand the process, they've never done it before, because it was a new thing then. But I finally found Northampton that asked me to come in, and I went to the schools, to the head of midwifery, the school of midwifery. Had a chat with her, and she said, okay, you can do the 3 months here. And I had to do a month in medical ward, 1 month in surgical, and 1 month in gynae. And I was tested at the end of the day, at the end of that 3 months of bedside nursing, drug administrations, and all those basic things. And so when I went back to her to collect the result, I noticed there was a poster on the board, just as I was sitting in the reception area. It says post-registration midwifery. Post-registration midwifery means if you've done nursing for 3 years, then your post-registration midwifery is 18 months. So you do 18 months rather than direct entry, which is 3 years. So, and with education, health education as well included into it, you get a degree for that. So as soon as she asked me to come in, the first thing I said was, I saw a post out there, can I just do the education bit? She said no, because it's actually it's just been rolled out, and Northampton was the first to do it. They had to incorporate it with post-registration. So I've got 3 children. My husband is working at the time as well, but not earning a lot. So I said, oh, and I would really love to do it. She said, we'll pay you. So you can see this big smile on my face when she said, we'll pay you as a registered nurse, because I've already done that. I've got the, so that was it. And I'm just saying that it's nice to acknowledge them because they are working hard. They had to do so many deliveries before they can become midwives. Even nurses as well, when they're training as nurses, there are some criteria that you have to meet. Not just you have to know your drug calculations, and it just doesn't stop. It's not just bedside nursing, it's broader than that. If you have a look at the curriculum, you notice that they do work a lot. And I believe they're only allowed to work 8 hours paid while they're training. So 40 hours is unpaid while they are training, but they can go and work in Tesco or go and work McDonald's, anywhere else for 8 hours. 8 hours pay is just not enough. They have uniforms to wear, to take care of, because the government don't take care of their uniforms. They have to look smart. Books, there are so many things that they have to go to placements as well. They don't just stay in the hospital, they have to go to community as well. So just to say that there is a petition going on right now to support them. I have given you things that I feel that you need to know about, that most people don't know about. Because when you go to the hospital, you just see the students going up and down, and they are actually part of the system. Without them, we won't be able to do what we do. The petition has been going on for a few months. It's going to end in May. And when it came to me a couple of days ago, I went and researched on it online. I went straight to the government website, the petition, and I noticed that there's only less than 10,000 there, about just over 9,000 or something like that. So when we get 10,000 signatures, then they will acknowledge that they have seen our petition, seen the petition, but nothing is going to be done about it. It's just to acknowledge that, yeah, you've done the petition, we've seen it, and that means a big no. But at 100,000 signatures, we know how many people live, the population of UK citizen. So not to get 100,000 to support these student nurses and midwives, it's going to be on us, basically. So when problems starts to happen in the hospitals, we mustn't complain about nurses or midwives. We need to look at ourselves, our inner selves, and realize that we haven't done what we're supposed to do. So I'm asking you to go. I will put a link down below, and all you have to do, if you're a British citizen, if you're not British citizen and you manage to spot this, please just ask or post it in on your website, if you've got one. If you've got if you know someone in the news, radio, so just do your bit. Okay, so we shouldn't be complaining when we see nurses are not being trained properly, and so anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So in that case, if you manage to sign the petition, thank you, and they will keep you posted. It's not me, because you have to put your email there, and they will keep you posted. So please keep on posting it to any social media, news, whatever, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect us all. We all need nursing care. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bye for now. Bye.